When your dog hears this sound, does he look more like this dog? Going out for a walk with your dog on a lead or a leash is easy, right? Wrong. Walking on a lead is one of the biggest challenges we're all faced with. Anyone who has a dog has to tackle it at some point. We need to teach our dogs how to walk nicely on a lead. So in this video, I want to show you one simple game that can get you started with beginning to teach your dog to stop pulling on lead or on a leash. It's fun to do, it's simple, it's totally stress-free, but it's really, really effective. I've got 3 questions that you can ask yourself so that you can focus on the right things and stop wasting your time on things that don't matter as much. And with that, let's dive in. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you get notified every time a new video is released. So whether it's a small breed, a medium-sized breed, or a large breed dog you have, pulling on lead is something that is really unpleasant. It's stressful, it can ruin the relationship between you and your dog. It can also just ruin a walk. It can really restrict where you can go, and that dream of taking your dog for walks and taking them everywhere and enjoying life together suddenly becomes a lot more restricted, and your world becomes a lot smaller because of it. You know, even as a professional dog handler, working with police dogs, there are large breeds, there's medium breeds, there's small breeds, even amongst the working dogs that we've worked with. But they're part of the family, and we want a well-behaved pet dog as much as we want a really good working dog. So when they're off work, we love to do things with them, and I really want my dog to walk nicely and relaxed on a lead, every bit as much as you would. So looking at things really simply here, essentially you're combining the most exciting part of their day with the most exciting activity that they love to do with the most exciting and challenging of environments. So to simplify things, rather than this meaning this, we want this to really mean relaxed, calm, controlled, and much more thoughtful. Now, the notion of a dog being thoughtful is perhaps a new idea to you, but essentially when our dogs get too excited, they find it really difficult to think, and to make sure that they are much more thoughtful and connected when this piece of equipment is on them or around them is really, really important. And it really is the key to mastering this particular challenge. What we're looking to do is have all these triggers that are exciting triggers to your dog, whether it's you picking up your car keys, putting your jacket on, opening the front door, putting the lead on them, stepping outside. All these things accumulate to make life much more exciting. If we can make all those triggers actually triggers that make them more thoughtful, a lot more self-controlled, and a lot calmer overall, then your walking on lead is going to be a hugely, hugely different experience. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. If you were to go out with your dog right now, go for a walk, would you say you have a good connection with your dog when you're walking on lead, or would you say you have no connection at all? Yes or no? And put it in the comments below. Next question. How confident is your dog in the environment? Sometimes when a dog isn't confident, they step outside, it's just really overwhelming. It's just a really unpleasant experience, and the dog does look stressed out, but you're not really sure what to do about it. So how confident is your dog in the outdoor environment? So the next question is, how confident are you when you're out with the dog? Do you feel confident that you can handle things correctly when challenges come along? Do you feel confident? How do you feel? And the last question is, how clear are you on what it is you want your dog to do? Does your dog clearly understand what it is you want from them? Do you have a good connection? Do you have good confidence? And does your dog have a really clear understanding? So let me know in the comments below. I'd love to read your comments. So now you know which pieces of the puzzle are kind of weak, which are strong. You maybe have a great connection, but your confidence is maybe a little bit lacking. You can really focus on what it is you need to do. But in most cases, getting a connection in the first place is the best way to start. I have an excellent game to help you get started with that. Let me share how this game helped one of my students' dogs. This is how a normal walk often looks. There's a lot of pulling, it's really quite extreme, and there's really no connection whatsoever between me and this dog. So first things first, what I need to do is just try and get a bit of connection going. And I play a game called the Spotlight game. It's very, very simple and you can play it everywhere. So I started to play a couple of games, got a bit of connection going with some interactive play, and then we went outside to play this simple game. So all I'm doing here is I'm using a little bit of food as reward, and every time I change direction, if she chooses to change direction with me, I mark that with a yes or a good, whatever it is you want to use, and then I give her a reward for that. You could use whatever it is that your dog really loves. It could be a toy, it could be a bit of play, it could be a bit of physical praise. So it doesn't always have to be food. Food's really convenient and it is commonly used, but absolutely you use what works for your dog. So you'll notice here I'm not doing anything with food, I'm just moving around here. But the only time a reward is produced is once I've communicated to her that actually turning in the direction I'm going is a great choice. Rewarding great choices is such a powerful, powerful piece of the puzzle that if you can implement that and add it to your dog's training, it will transform things, and I'll tell you why. Essentially, if you can communicate to your dog the point at which they chose to do the right thing, it actually communicates to them way earlier than it would do ordinarily. Because ordinarily you reward them for doing something really good, so it would be like a couple of seconds later. But if I can communicate to my dog really early at the point she chooses to do something good, she gets real clarity with that, and that helps with her confidence, it helps with our connection, and it completely transforms the way the game feels. It really, really is a key piece of the puzzle. So rewarding great choices, implement it into your training and you will see completely different results. So this was the first time I played this game. It's never perfect from the very beginning, but it's great to get things going. And if you can get something going that's a little bit of fun, and actually you start to see the dog start to really enjoy and start to connect with you, you start to see a completely different step in the direction of progress as far as getting something started. So you can start with this game at this level for the very first go. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share the Spotlight game in its entirety so that you can see from start to finish how it starts and where you can take it so that you can apply it to real life, because I want you to be able to see that this simple game on its own is a great way to start getting you on the right track for much more enjoyable walks. It's one of our favorite games to play. It's a really, really powerful game. It's really simple and very doable, and you can absolutely get started with it today. You can start off lead at first in a safe space. I use a bit of food for reward. We call this a spotlight game. It's like a spotlight around your feet. Let's imagine a light 360 degrees around your feet, and every time our dog chooses to be in that light, I'm going to reward her with a little bit of food there. And it doesn't matter where she is, and there's no precision with this, there's nothing, you just anywhere and everywhere. We're just putting lots of value into being really close to us. You can then add the lead and continue to play the game. You can start to add low levels of distraction, so you perhaps want to take it outside, maybe into the garden, and play exactly the same game. As you get really comfortable with it, you only need to play these games just a few minutes at a time, and you can do them a couple of times in a day, you can do them every other day. Just fit them in around when it suits you and when it fits for you. It doesn't have to be long periods of time though. And then take your opportunities. If you're out and about and you get the chance to play, there's me playing in a car park, for example. And I'm just playing exactly the same game. As we get really good at that, I start to take it to more real life environments, and we've got some footage here that really shows you what real life looks like from a dog's perspective. Things come from what seems like nowhere. You can see how in a dog's view, life looks completely different. So it's hard for them to be confident and be thoughtful in those moments. So absolutely play this game in a more complicated environment. So as you progress, you can start to take it to a real life environment, but just play the game at the same level. So there you have it, one simple game to help you get started teaching your dog to stop pulling. So if you're excited for the game, if you're looking forward to playing the game, let me know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this game and you want to learn more about how games can help you even more, then there's a link in the description below and you can register for the free web class. If you know anyone that this game will really help, share the video, click the share button, give it a thumbs up, more people will see it. So that would be amazing. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click the subscribe button, hit the bell so that you don't miss out on any videos coming out. And I'll see you in the next video.